Hello, my Fly Mickey friends, and welcome to another Tips, Tricks and Travel weekly roundup of news from the world of Disney. And on this week's episode, we'll take a look at how Disneyland Paris is going virtual, we'll find out which popular show is returning to Walt Disney World, and we'll find out if it could be all aboard for cruising in 2020. Now, before we begin with this week's update, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that bell notification icon to keep yourself in the know about all things Disney. So we kick off this week with the news that Disneyland Paris will soon be introducing standby virtual passes for some of their most popular attractions. The system being brought in is similar to the one found at Walt Disney World and simply requires you to log into the park's official app and reserve a 30-minute window to return to your selected ride. Once you made that reservation, you simply show the QR code as seen on the app to the ride's cast member and away you go. The new system is due to roll out on October the 6th and will include rides such as Crush's Coaster, Peter Pan's Flight and Big Thunder Mountain. Now, it's most definitely been a challenge for the imagination for the park's Imagineering teams, and with the Halloween season underway at Disneyland Paris, they're having to adjust the popular festival to meet with the current health and safety COVID guidelines. Among the many new highlights of Disney's Halloween festival this year are the socially distanced selfie spots that were introduced at the reopening of the resort earlier in the year, where you can meet and greet your favourite Disney characters. And a large number of these characters, including Mickey and friends, will be out in their most iconic Halloween outfits, appearing alongside some of the most scariest of Disney villains, such as the Queen of Hearts, Maleficent, Ursula, and the terrifying Jafar. We are told that some of these villains only ever come out at Halloween, so it's truly an opportunity to grab yourself that all-important selfie. In other DLP news, the Disney Junior's Dream Factory show, originally slated for a spring 2020 debut at the Walt Disney Studios Park, has been officially postponed indefinitely. Studio D was set to take over the new show, formerly known as the Disney Junior Live on Stage. However, it seems the setbacks at the park have further delayed this much anticipated premiere. Unfortunately, the delay of this show is just the latest in a line of setbacks for the wider redevelopment of the park, which has suffered relatively low attendance records since the resort reopened. However, the magic does continue, and if you need a quick Disney fix and you like it when it's a little bit quieter, then now is a great time to head over to Disneyland Paris. Now, under Phase 3 of the Florida Governor's Safe, Smart, Step-by-Step plan, theme parks may now return to normal operations, with limited social distancing protocols required, but it seems Walt Disney are not expecting to make any immediate changes, or at least not for the time being. Currently, masks are required at Walt Disney World parks for guests 2 years and above, although guests can remove these masks when they are stationary, according to the current Disney policy. All guests are required to undergo a temperature screening before they are allowed entry, and there are markers throughout the park to ensure social distancing. But on a more positive note, Walt Disney World crowd levels have started to increase somewhat steadily day by day, and recently on Labor Day weekend we saw some of the highest waiting times for attractions in the Magic Kingdom since the reopening of the park, meaning more guests are returning happily to the magic. There is one show that we can confirm will be reopening soon at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's the Frozen Sing-Along Celebration. Disney has announced that the popular For the First Time in Forever show will be returning to guests on Monday, October the 5th, 2020. The performance had been closed since the park's reopening due to health and safety measures and ongoing negotiations with the Actors Equity Association. But with new spacing markers put in place throughout the queue lines, and with the changes to staging and audience seating made for physical distancing, they look set to let it go live real soon. The president of Disneyland in California, Ken Potrock, says the resort has been left in limbo without reopening guidance from the state's governor. The park is currently in its 7th month of its historic closure due to the ongoing pandemic. But despite what is being added around Disneyland Resort at the moment, you can be forgiven for easily thinking that a reopening date might be just around the corner. But according to Disney officials, it seems to be an entirely different story behind the scenes. Californian Governor Gavin Newsom promised nearly a month ago that discussions regarding theme park reopening guidelines were forthcoming, with Disneyland President stressing that it's time to open responsibly, but without these industry requirements, the resort simply cannot. Currently, all reservations through to the second week of October have either been cancelled or moved, but future dates still hang in the balance. But if you do happen to be in Anaheim right now, the new Disneyland throwback ears have finally arrived at downtown Disney. The new ears feature the Disneyland sign that welcomed guests when the park first opened, and on the side is stitched the theme park slogan, "The happiest place on earth." Disneyland is celebrating its 65th birthday this year, and these ears fit right in with all the commemorative retro merch. But let's hope the park will be able to reopen soon as well, so it too can join in with the celebrations. Hong Kong Disneyland has reopened for the second time this year, after an outbreak of the virus forced the park to reclose. Sadly though, during this closure period, the resort has lost its option to extend the site for a second park, after authorities decided not to renew an agreement to develop on neighbouring ground. A spokesman for the Walt Disney Company said that they are extremely disappointed with the Hong Kong government's decision, although the company will continue to invest in its existing theme park by adding at least one new attraction every year through to 2023, and will very soon be unveiling the new look of the Castle of Magic Dreams. This new castle celebrates 13 different princesses in its architecture, making it truly a unique attraction to a Disney park. Tokyo Disneyland has finally opened its brand new land expansion with some very exciting new attractions. The focus now in Fantasyland is on the 30-meter castle that houses the all-new dark ride, The Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast. It's a trackless ride which uses the latest in animatronics and special effects, and has guests travelling in a magic teacup to experience the enchanting scenes of the classic movie. And Imagineers have really used a lot of pixie dust and technical skill in creating this state-of-the-art ride, with lifelike animatronics of Belle and Prince Adam physically waltzing in the ballroom. Their fluid and effortless movements means they can actually lift their feet off the ground and romantically dance with each other in the centre of the room. This new expansion area, which has taken nearly 3 years to construct, has opened alongside another new ride based on the superhero movie Big Hero 6, making Tokyo Disneyland the first Disney theme park in the world to feature an attraction from the 2014 blockbuster movie. Shanghai Disneyland was the first Disney theme park to reopen amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, having been closed for only 3 months. When the park reopened in May, they introduced a standby pass system similar to the virtual queues found at Walt Disney World or the one coming shortly to Disneyland Paris. But following the park's choice to increase its capacity allowance from 30% to 50%, they are now removing these standby passes from some attractions and returning to normal queuing. Shanghai Disneyland has stated it's beginning to phase out this system as the risk of the virus decreases across China. You'll now only need a pass for the Magic Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan's Flight, Roaring Rapids, and Tron Light Cycle Power Run. Now, as Disney parks around the world work to try and make up for the massive financial losses brought on by the pandemic, Shanghai Disneyland has made some cutbacks to the Ignite the Dream, a nighttime spectacular show, which has been undergoing operational trials at the park since July. The nighttime spectacular around the Enchanted Storybook Castle has reportedly removed the Pirates of the Caribbean and Star Wars segments, as well as half of the Frozen section too, in an attempt to lower the costs, as a shorter show would require a lot less fireworks. Disney Cruises have once again suspended all sailings to at least the 31st of October 2020. This is due to the ongoing pandemic. According to the official website, the first tentative sailing date being made available is for a 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise departing from Port Canaveral, Florida on the 12th of December 2020. This cruise itinerary includes a number of fun-filled and relaxing days at sea on board the Disney Fantasy, where you can also enjoy port calls at Tortola of the British Virgin Islands, St. Thomas of the US Virgin Islands, and of course an exclusive stop at Disney's very own private island, Castaway Cay. Disney Cruise Line has also announced a flexible refund policy for booked guests with COVID-19 related health concerns. Guests with qualifying symptoms or have been exposed to the coronavirus can receive a full refund without Disney-imposed cancellation fees, or they can choose to apply their cruise fare towards a future sailing date. This new policy is part of Disney's cruise date flexibility offer, which enables guests to book with confidence during these unprecedented times. And finally, Disney Cruise Line has also temporarily extended the final payment deadlines to 60 days out for all sailings through to March 31st next year. Final payments on concierge and restricted fares such as inside, ocean view and veranda guarantee bookings unfortunately remain as they did before. And that's it for this week's news update. If you'd like to know more about the Disney parks and cruise lines, or you'd like to check out our latest travel vacation options, then simply head over to our website flymickey.co.uk or follow us on all social media. And all that's left to say is have a magical day. Peace.